Alright, hey guys, this is the first game of the second game that I uploaded earlier, and it's the first game of my match with ToF for the Smogon tournament round 3. So, I believe this game had little to no hacks, so yeah, let's get to it. Um, so pretty much right here, I know you can't see the Dragonite here, but he's got this plus Dragonite. And pretty much I like my chances here, simply because Salamence can easily sweep. And if it turns out that his Landlos is scarfed, then my Lucario, if he tries to like revenge that, can pretty much do a number to his whole team besides Nicholas. But yep, that's pretty much my mentality there. So I use taunt. I always use taunt in this scenario just because I cannot afford to have stealth rocks up, unless it's pretty obvious that it's a scarf tar. So I get free rocks up, and he doesn't. So I'm gonna get a free close combat here, and it does a lot of damage. And see, as I said earlier, this was the only thing stopping a Lucario sweep. So the fact that he did that was a pretty big misplay, because as you can see, I can KO this, I can KO this, I can KO pretty much everything now. So the fact that he did that and I have rocks up, that was pretty much GG from turn 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. So turn 4, it was pretty much GG. So from right here, I send out Caesar simply because if it's banded, I can just keep the momentum. If it was Sword Stance, I could just U-turn out, send out Lucario, and it wouldn't be a big deal at all. This is why I love this Scizor set, because it allows me to keep my momentum. So as you can see, momentum is preserved, and now I can send out Dragonite to... Because, I mean, there wasn't really any place else I could send out Dragonite to set up, and he gives me a free setup here. So I Dragon Dance, I believe he crits me here. I don't know how I remember that, since this was like ages ago, but yeah. So he crits me, and it doesn't really matter because, as I said, Lucario pretty much wins this game. Um, and U-turn, keeping momentum. I send out Terrakion. I see that it is bulky, so I can outspeed it, obviously, because he's not scarfed. So yeah, Terrakion is doing a number to his team. Especially since if he keeps sending out Caesar, I can just keep going back to my own Caesar. Now, right here, I didn't need Terrakion anymore because everything else of his outspeeds mine. So I just keep U-turning again. So yeah, in these situations, if you think that you're not going to need Terrakion anymore, don't switch out. Just use close combat because sometimes they use U-turn and you can really catch them off guard. So I use Outrage here simply because, as I said earlier, if it was Scarf Landlos, he would be setting up my Lucario. If he's not, then my Salamence is going to get free damage on him. So, um, yeah, he lives here. I think he Thunder Waves me, because it was weird. Um, but I somehow managed to attack still. So, he gets rocks up, which didn't really matter since my Dragonite already did, or no, he kind of got hacked, but it didn't really matter in the first place. Because my Salamence and my Dragonite were already out, so it didn't really matter. But I can tell he probably didn't care. So, um, he now uses Outrage. Um, didn't exactly matter for me. Now, this is important to note that I sent out Caesar because I needed Lucario for his Caesar. Um, So pretty much that's pretty much the reasoning. But it's an important reasoning. So um, uh, so I know that he's choice banded. So I actually just U-turn here, or no, I roost. Okay. Yeah, so I know he's choice banded, so anything that he does here won't really matter. So, uh, I just roost off all the damage. So I think I U-turn eventually and I go to Lucario to close combat or something. I don't really remember. Yeah, see, I U-turned here, which was actually a really risky move. Because if he, like, critted, like, my entire... Like, if he critted for, like, the next 6 turns, maybe he would have won. But, you see, I shouldn't have risked it, even though the odds were astronomical. I should not have risked it. I should have just keep roosting and win the game that way. But, so yeah, like, little mistakes like those, even though you pretty much have the game in the bag, if they hacks you, um, you're gonna feel really bad about doing that, and you're gonna blame it on hacks when you really should be blaming it on yourself. And that's something that people really don't get is they put themselves in situations where hacks can matter. So instead of just simply winning the game the safe route, they do things that really they shouldn't have done, and it puts them vulnerable. So, just food for thought for some people. Like, don't blame hacks if you could have played the game better. Um, which you should really like save your logs and watch back, like what I'm doing right now. Um, After the game, I realized it, even not even looking at the logs, like right exactly when I did the move, I was like, oh my god, if he critted me like for the next 6 times, oh my god. But um, you know, you just have to play safe and minimize risk. Think through every single move. And that's pretty much it. I won the game, but there could be circumstances where I could have lost the game just because of hacks. But you really can't blame yourself. You can't blame hacks. Rather, you should blame yourself. And that's pretty much what this game is about. It's minimizing hacks, playing your best, and at the end of the day, if you did all that and you still lost, then there's no regrets. That's pretty much it. So, a little philosophy slash Pokemon lesson today, but yeah, peace, guys.